and welcome to Jade Kind Gaming. My name is Bob, and you're here for the 27th session of the Shadow Kingdom Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition campaign. I'm here with Austin as Mary, Ryan as Mother June, Adam as Dr. von Richter, and Nick is also Mary.
You forgot both Marys. You have a 50% chance.
It's been like
nailed it.
It's been like a year.
It's been a week.
Or 2, or 5, or however many the scheduling says it's been.
I said their names.
Okay. Well, anyways, it is Saturday morning, and all of my lovely players' characters are either sleeping or wandering around. And we're going to... So, you're doing your long rest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start off at probably around noon when you're all waking up and you're wandering back into the inn with your long rest over.
Woohoo.
So, it's afternoon. What do y'all do?
Work on Yank.
Okay, so you're off for 8 hours.
Yep. It's like, Ed.
Work with Huxley until nightfall. Yeah.
So you're off for about 8 hours to work with Huck.
Yeah. I don't have the money to do anything, so...
Just hang out at the bar?
Yeah.
Alright, you're hanging out at the bar.
When I wake up, I'll go and check just to see what Richter's up to, and after I find out that whatever he's working, I'll go find Abbott.
Okay, Abbott would be at the Horse's Head.
Okay.
Alright. So, Adam, do you have rules for that, or you just work on it?
Work on it. I have days. This is day 3 of... What do I freaking need?
7, isn't it?
No.
Like 2 weeks of work.
Yeah. It's a long time. I have it written down somewhere.
Okay. And you got your portents for the day?
No. Actually, I think I have it written down that I need to roll that. Haven't rolled portents. No. Yeah. If I can hopefully manage to get around to doing something today.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a short day because we...
Did you double 20?
I double 20'd.
You need to go out and do stuff.
Hey, don't worry. You've already dedicated yourself to working for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
I have to do it. Because otherwise I have to try and bring a partially mutilated body in to get freaking whatever reposed. And that doesn't sound like that's going to go very well. So I have to do it every day.
Alright. Well then, now that you have 2 20s, let's see what someone rolls in their animal handling. What are you trying to do with Huck?
Teaching to bark when not certain people come by.
So when
he,
certain people don't come by, he barks.
as in, he doesn't bark at us, but he would bark at someone else.
Okay, so you're
yard.
training him to bark at strangers.
Yes.
Okay.
If they come in yard.
Yeah.
Guard dog stuff.
Okay, so you're teaching him guard, is basically... Okay.
Yeah. Of course. So 10? No. Animal handling 3, so 13.
Okay. You get the feeling he's on the cusp, but hasn't quite gotten it yet. You can spend your second half of the day finishing it up, if you'd like.
Uh-oh. We'll go with it tomorrow.
Okay. Because that's only like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So you have another 4 hours, so you can train another trick, or you can stick
Oh,
with this
okay.
one, is what I was saying.
Oh, yeah. That's fine. Then I'll finish off this one.
Okay, I'm not even going to make you roll for it because you're like 2 off, so it'll be fine.
Because if you roll a dice, it's going to be a 1.
It's 2.
Well, you were 2 off. We're going to go ahead and allow it.
Yeah.
Just...
Dice love me this campaign.
No,
I don't know what you... Like, last week was great. You rolled great last week.
You gotta pay for it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, you're drinking.
Yup.
So, where are you gonna go and check on Abbott for?
Well, just to see how whether or not he got the books and how that's going.
Don't think he has the books yet.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he
Okay,
does.
then he has the books, and he is currently working on them.
Okay. Well, I am glad to find out that they were able to do something after I had to come back yesterday.
Okay. So Abbott has the books, and I have to fix my notes a little bit. There's a few things out of order. How dare they? They're being very naughty. Okay.
Burn them with a cigarette.
What?
Huh? Said they were out of order and being naughty. Trying to help.
Called the FSE.
Okay, so he has the books, and as he slept a normal time, and this is his work day, he spent the last 8 hours that you guys were sleeping working on decoding them and getting them, ready for review. And he hands them to you and says, so these are the people who owe us money. Sorry. Let's try this again. So these are the people that owe us money, and I totaled it out. And if we get proper payments from everyone, it should be about 25,000 worth. But most of them are on payment plans, so we could get less and have more money, or we could go ahead and have the same amount of money that we're owed. And if you're willing to wait a little bit,
Well,
and I could just send the guys here out to collect.
Yeah.
And you know what you want their marching orders to be.
Well, how much money do we need to cover the gambling deposit?
I believe 10,000.
Okay. And it's like, well, we'll try to get that in a hurry, but if you've got more profitable accounts that will take longer to collect, then we can just keep them on their payment plan.
I mean, I can look into it, but I don't know how. Scraping together half of the amount, pretty close to half the amount total owed in like one day, less than a day, it's going to be a bit difficult.
Oh no! I would say we're trying to at least get things operational, get operations moving again by next Sunday. Well,
okay, so not tomorrow, Sunday.
yeah, no, that's
Okay, that's a lot more doable.
yeah, no.
You scared me there.
It's like next Sunday, not this coming one tomorrow. We since we weren't able to get the lump sum of money, we basically gave up on the idea of opening.
What you do is you haven't find one person that will get what we need, and we send me to them.
I don't know. There's
Okay,
still
so-
the option of asking barkeep.
You mean the
Yeah.
innkeeper?
Yeah, innkeeper.
Yeah. Basically, you can do lump sum half the amount, and he can probably get you that by Sunday, or you can get the full 25,000, but it's going to take longer, and it'll be like in installments and drips and drabs as opposed to that. But he'll go and have the accounts settled and get what he needs to get from them with some help of Jake's boys. Klaus.
All right. Well, since we're not going to be opening for gambling tomorrow, we'll go ahead and discuss it at tomorrow's meeting.
Okay.
Are we not?
Oh.
Are we not going to try and get innkeeper, even if we just let him keep all the profit from it, just back it so that we... Because otherwise, remember, if we miss a week, that means the people that go there on a weekly basis to gamble had a week where they had to go find somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that the following week, they may not come back because they found somewhere else.
Yeah, I know.
At the very least, we need to ask innkeeper if he's interested. You're like, and we just won't do tomorrow, versus investigating our options.
On our own money, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say.
Yeah, we don't have it, but yeah.
Yeah, we don't have that money, so.
Yeah. That's why we go ask innkeeper to see if he wants in on that.
Yeah. Say that'll be the option that we'll talk about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Send Adam to ask him about it, tonight.
I don't have to be the one doing the asking. I just have to witness it.
Okay. Then, yeah, I guess I'll go back.
Either that, or do we know who another point of power is in one of our next zones?
No, we haven't investigated anything.
Didn't think so.
Yeah, we're in consolidation mode with most of the lieutenants right now as they're getting sub-lieutenants.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and go back to the church then.
Okay. So you're at the church, Huxley and Maribel in the backyard training. Huxley does not bark when Mother June comes into the church. What a good boy.
Yes.
Because the bigger thing with guard is not the bark. That's easy for a dog to do. It's the when not to bark.
Are you doing anything else today?
Yeah, I'll go and talk. I'll go and talk with Richter and see what, given our new information about what we know with what Abbott's been working on, if he's got any ideas on what we should do about the money for the gambling.
All right. So you go upstairs and up into Richter's room and up the ladder into the base, up into the attic.
I got to knock on the trap door.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I went and talked to Abbott, and he told us that the
Just
money.
imagining her hanging off this ladder, just talking up to him.
I'm leaning down, wiping bits of blood off.
So Abbott told us we've got the options that we won't be able to get all of the money from the debts by tomorrow in order to open for gambling, but that he said we could either get a quick 10,000, or we could continue with the payment plans and get 25 in the long run.
Gambling works well for us.
It's a 12.25 half. 25,000 half is 12.
0.5.
Yeah, 12,500 would be how much you'd get.
Okay, then I say that, and then.
We need to perhaps look into a loan.
Well, as far as the innkeeper, he's still getting paid by us and did offer that loan, but we don't. Well, if we want to try to get money from him, we'll have to go and check and see if he'd be able to front such a sum.
Yeah,
Because the last one was like 2,000 or something. I think.
perhaps the god,
Or 4,000 maybe.
perhaps even through a bank. How far am I into Yank work for the day?
At this point, it would be like 3 hours in.
I'm gathering I can leave it and just come back, and I'll just to push through into the night.
Yeah.
But, so I tidy up a bit, obnoxious, annoyed at. In doing this, I'm going to have to clean another time later. Pull over my tarp. Go down my ladder. Right. So, do we want to start with innkeeper, since there was the mention of the loan?
He would probably be the one who would ask the least the least amount of questions about what we would want the money for. And
What do I, if I know, is the risk of this money? How much of this money is actually being risked
All of it?
on our half? You say all of it.
Theoretically.
But, I mean, to some extent, it would be like, on a roulette table, if you cover enough spaces, it's gonna hit, it's gonna either be black or red. So if I put money on black or red, I mean, yeah, that's not getting me anywhere, but I'm not losing all of it because one of them...
Except for that one green slot.
Is there a green slot?
Yeah.
Just
That's
stop
a dick move.
Yeah. Yeah, just stop that nonsense.
That's why you bet on green to guarantee your win.
Well, I suppose the thing we would have to do is that we would have to take enough bets in order to make it where even if people ended up getting payouts, that we'd still have enough coming in that it'd cover it. Or else we'd say, sorry.
Generally, they make more money than the 10,000, so it doesn't matter if they lose the 10,000. But that's like what they keep to guarantee their own bets.
Okay.
So they can make bets up to that amount and have the money guaranteed. However, you can just run without the money. It would be illegal at that point. But you'll only get found out if you lose. Like,
I want to be a producer.
yeah.
Of a great...
Very much so. You might have to go to Old Lady Land.
Well, I believe our fear is we'll get the loan, then tomorrow you'll roll some dice back there and we'll be out 10,000 gold.
Unless we choose not to pay out.
You
There's
have to
always
remember
that
you're the house in this instance.
No comprende.
You're not gambling, you're guaranteeing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can totally run it without that money. It's just that's illegal, which you're a gang doing illegal things. That shouldn't be that huge of a deal, but it is. And if you get found out, you're going to get in trouble beyond the whole you owe people money and it influences your reputation. Because the gambling is actually a legal side of the business in that establishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to roll the dice, you can.
Yeah, definitely take the loan if there's next to no chance of us losing the money and still owing him $10,000.
From what Abbott found, they usually didn't have to dip into it too much.
Mm-hmm.
However, when they did, it's a good thing to have it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like we could ask him the money and he'll have conditions on paying it back and everything, but if we could just make money up front, I mean, we're trying to do that.
Yeah. And I mean, we could also run with the gamble in such a way that even if we don't have all of it, most likely, if it's only occasionally dipped into, if dipped into it, probably wouldn't really need that full amount.
And if we
But
have
having a portion in case we do poorly, just so that it's less likely for us to be found out.
And if we have anybody who ends up being a big winner, we'll hold a special party for them, and we'll have them come and collect them as a Gary Busey type guy who got a whole lot of money. So we could have a big winner, have a secret party where he goes away on a special trip and also comes to collect the money.
Usually,
You know what?
with these
I think a lot of your
establishments-
whole religious shit is shit, but sometimes you speak up and I'm like, that's why you're with us.
Usually with these establishments, you collect the money immediately after the bet is placed and done out. However, you have like a little bit of time to play around with.
Well, even if
also-
it's just the money is up in the room upstairs.
Yeah.
No,
Okay, come on. With that amount, we'll have to count this all out. Come on, let's go. And
you give the man
It's just
money,
a different-
then send Gary Busey after him to murder him in his own home and take it back.
No. We never give him the money. Gary Busey gets the money and puts it back in our coffers.
Then won't that guy complain of never getting his money?
But that guy's dead.
That guy is a, doorstop.
Oh, then how's that different from my plan?
Huh?
You don't have to deal with what we just did last night of trying to track down the person with your money.
Oh.
Did you learn nothing?
That and
Cricket Man?
That and people see somebody actually won.
Yeah, but they're with the guy when he won. Gary Busey is not that guy.
No, Gary Busey is that guy. He looks exactly like that guy.
Except 3 feet shorter.
Except he can be whatever.
Except he can't.
I can't change height.
Oh.
You can't change height with disguise.
You can go
I
one
want
foot
yourself.
taller or smaller.
Then
Alter
Rick-
self
Rick-
can't go too high, too much into
But
it.
between the two of us, one of us can be the...
Yeah.
So if it's a gnome or a halfling or fairy or short Harrigan or whatever.
As long as we're not, serving giants.
Yep, 1 foot for disguise self, plus minus.
So anyways, go ask the innkeeper.
Yeah.
Yep.
No restrictions like that on alter self, though. You can get as big or as small as you want.
Within the size category. I don't care what it says.
I was like, nah. It
yeah.
says you gotta be the same type of creature.
No, you
Same configuration.
You can't appear as a creature of a different size than you.
There it is.
It's like, I don't care what you're reading. I know what it does.
In your same basic shape.
Yeah, bipedal, you can't use to become a quadruped.
No centaurs.
Yeah.
No centaurs.
No, sorry, we don't serve your kind. Why? We can't trick you.
You know that there are centaurs.
I know.
in this area.
It's like, you have to go to a different place where we have centaur shapeshifters.
Alternatively, centaurs drink free. They'll be too drunk to collect. It's fine. They'll be unconscious.
They're huge.
You pay out your collections one at a time, and then you mug them as they leave.
Yeah, that was my goal, but they're like, too complicated. So they wanted to disguise magically people.
Yeah, of course.
Which we do all the freaking time. We have proven that we're bad at tracking people down, good at disguising people.
I would like to point out that you went into an area of the city that none of you had ever been to before for very long, and managed to track down and find the individuals who are actively hiding from you with a lot of money to do so, and get stuff back from them. So don't be too hard on yourselves.
To be fair, they were morons. They did exactly what we thought they would do. The inns fucked us. They went to the most expensive inn because they're poor people with a lot of money.
They went to the most expensive inn because that's the one that is least likely to give them up for money.
Yeah.
That and there were a lot of complicating factors on that whole mission, as far as the number of places that we have to check, and then having to actually find a way to check those places. And he's like, that was a really complicated mission.
Mm-hmm.
It was really easy. We went there, we went to the place where they were, we waited and got impatient. The issue was that Molly convinced me to walk across the street instead of back in to the burning building to wait for it to catch.
I still think you would have had to make checks to chase him.
Yeah, but I'd been closer.
No. It would have helped if one of us would have been there with you when you started
Yes.
the fire. That would have been a big help.
What are you talking about? We didn't start the fire. It was always burning.
Anyway. Yeah, so I guess we'll go ahead and go to the Red Horse Inn.
Works for me.
See if we can convince our friendly neighborhood innkeeper to pony up some cash for us temporarily.
Okay. You walk into the Red Horse Inn. The innkeeper is, as per usual, hanging out behind the bar talking to Molly. Or Mary. Boy Mary. As,
No, shoot. So it turns out that Forrest guy, he's like this. He took this Jenny lady who was two-timing on like her main dish. It was a whole thing.
And then he set a building on fire.
I know, and apparently he like burns the place on the way out. I didn't think the guy had the chops. I thought it was just some thug, but apparently the dude had the ambition. Set fire to a whole hotel.
Left on a boat, not to come back again.
As the
Speaking of which,
heavily scarred young half-elf boy is running around delivering drinks and doing things of that nature.
speaking of which, he did run off with money too. Segway.
Now you just sort of lean into segues.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Say, innkeeper, would you like to go back to talk a little business?
I suppose so.
You want to come with, Mary?
Sure.
Okay.
As you're walking through the kitchen, hands you like a little cupcake that's like lemony. Like a lemony little cupcake thing.
She makes the best sweets.
Hands Mama June a pot of tea.
Thank you.
Doesn't know what to get Doc.
Nope.
And then goes back to what she was doing.
Settling in the office.
So it's a relatively small office.
I stand in a corner.
There's enough room for you all, but it's not like not enough room for you all to sit, kind of thing. It's kind of a 3-person office, and there's 4 of you, kind of thing.
I stand in the corner.
He's small. But yeah. Pour us some tea. So, basically the situation that we have is that we're trying to get gambling back up and going at the headless or
The horse's head.
the horse's head.
You know what? We own it.
You could totally make it the headless horse, but I'm going to need you to change the sign to the body. Just a body, a horse body with no head.
Currently, we have a sign that's just a horse's head.
But if we do that, if we're making changes, we should.
To be fair,
definitely add a
alternatively, we
cart
could
to
just
that.
take that and we could just paint some red along the bottom of the head,
Yeah.
and it's the headless horse because there's the horse's head that got left beside it.
No, it's just the bloody head. The horse's bloody head.
The severed horse.
The horse's cart. And
Mhm.
But yeah, pour some tea and say what we're trying to get is the horse's head gambling back up and running. But it's been recommended to us that we actually have a deposit that would be allow us to make payouts. And we're short on cash at the moment because the cash was stolen from us, but we managed to find some stuff that'll allow us to collect, but it's going to take a little time. So we were looking for a quick cash injection in order to be able to operate by tomorrow.
Alone, as it were.
How much are you thinking?
Well,
wouldn't it be better just to have him guarantee all the bets and then split profits 50-50?
I also would be okay with that.
I like that even better. That's
That
yeah.
way there's no debts changing hands?
I like that better.
Say it and say if you're willing to cover the bets for tomorrow, we can split. Yeah, profits 50-50.
I'd be willing to cover them.
Mm.
How much do you need on hand, though?
Well, the previous books had them at 10K deposit.
Okay. You have to take a trip. But, yeah, I can make that happen.
Mm.
Being the only inn in the area is profitable.
Now, do I get the feeling he wants us to murder every inn in the Headless Horse Inn's area to be the only inn?
Doesn't affect
him at all.
Yeah. It is good business.
As long as we don't try to expand into the region he's in,
Yeah.
I would not
Just
find it wise to expand into his
Just
territory.
imagine it, though. The only inn in the whole city.
We only have 10 rooms.
So I don't know. Do we want to haggle his percentage for this?
I don't.
No.
If you want to, I can. But
I mean, it's just profits.
it's just on the profits, and I like the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't ask a lot of questions.
Yeah. He's just like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty decent deal.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't feel 50-50's bad at all. I don't... He's the one that's technically securing the... We're arranging the bets, and he's securing them. That...
Yeah, sounds like half work to me.
It'd be 50-50 after he gets his 10,000 back.
Yeah.
Profits, yeah. 50 profits.
Yeah.
To guarantee the debts.
And the man still gets his 5% cut, so...
This is out of zone. It wouldn't count.
Oh.
He only gets 5% cut on anything in zone.
Which is
he
our
gets-
illegal
it's-
weapons trade?
Yep.
Yeah.
And keeping other inns unoperational.
Does anyone try to come in?
That's not his problem. If someone does, he expects y'all to stop it.
Given what he's done in the past, I'm like, man, maybe they didn't know.
His wife is a very convincing lady. Feminine wives.
Good woman he got. But yeah, willing to go for a walk in order to see that we operate by tomorrow. Sounds good to me.
Just get your man Spartacus.
Yeah. So you should be here still, probably. I mean, was he here?
Yeah, he was here. You
He
walked
still
past him.
operates, yeah.
Alright.
He mainly operates out of the thing. You guys didn't do a meeting today because you all slept.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they probably showed up and we didn't because we were passed out.
Yeah.
No, I think we were getting back right after they'd given up on it or something. I
Yeah,
don't remember.
probably. I mean, Molly also had to go and go to sleep, and then she ran off.
Yeah, because she said that she was going back to the wharfs for today.
Yeah. She had some unfinished business to attend, which reminds me, I need you, and I need you. Okay. About the time you guys are... What do you guys do after you talk to the innkeeper?
Do I feel like I and the good fortune I've seen for the day is needed at any point, making sure that the money securely makes it to its destination?
I guess you can roll wisdom. Just a straight wisdom. No. God, what is your insight hooked into? Is it through your intelligence?
Insight is wisdom.
No. Your eye. You can consult your eye to see where else you might be needed today.
Okay. You think I'm asking a different... What I am trying to figure out is someone is going to pick up a large sum of money and physically move it through the city. It's not like they're just putting it in a teleport that teleports into our safe. I mean, as far as whatever stealth or whatever other thing I might need to be with someone with to make sure that success is done in moving that.
He's going to give it to Spartacus, and Spartacus is going to take care of the moving of it.
Does Spartacus roll?
Spartacus does not roll. This is Spartacus' speciality.
Then that's what I'm checking for. Is okay, we're good. Do I have to worry that the money might not get where it goes?
No.
That was my question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
now that I've thrown it out there, it still stands. You can consult your inner eye to see if there's somewhere that you might be needed before you disappear again.
Which wizard would be your intelligence, right?
No, it's I have whatever stat he wants it to be. It's the proficiency is the eye of divining is like a tool proficiency. So
It's whatever.
I would think it's wisdom, but with the way your guy is, it would probably be a lot of intelligence where you're assimilating a lot of random little things.
let's do it this way. I'm just gonna roll dice. So either 10 or 13, whether it's wisdom or intelligence.
Okay. You get a sense that you might be needed, but you might not.
And I have no idea where or by who.
Yes.
This puts me exactly where I was before.
Yes. Yes, it does. However, you got to make there was a chance for you to roll for it. So.
Yep.
You could have used one of your 20s and just known exactly what was coming.
Was it technically this morning that I spoke with Thurston?
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
He went on the 3-hour
3-hour
tour.
tour. Okay, so it's not until tomorrow that I'm supposed to go there. Okay. Well, I head back to the warehouse. I love that I call it the warehouse and you call it the church. And I will go down into the basement and check on things, which I'm sure I do at least occasionally throughout as I get stuff, but I will just see how progress is going and if any...
As you're going down into the basement, you see that there is about 7 or 8 crates that are loaded, and Dr. Doomstayer is loading up what seems to be his last crate.
What's the progress going on there?
Oh, I'm loading up the last one, and then we can have good old Sparky take care of it.
Is this another, it's Spartacus' speciality, no roll needed?
This is you guys discussed this with them. He's had a week to set up buyers for all this stuff.
Okay.
Well, with a focus on stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, much like you guys did when you were planning the robbery of finding all the proper ways and all that, he's been doing that. Like, the act of moving things from one place to the other is his specialty. There's other logistics people who are really good at, like, inventory management.
My point was just,
procurement.
is this where I might be needing to help, was the question that I was inquiring towards.
Doesn't necessarily seem like it. Seems like Doomstayer is finishing up his job.
Gather what I need for...
Okay, so you're not at the Red Horse. Are you at the Red Horse?
Yeah, I'd say I haven't moved from there until we had finished kind of concluding stuff.
Okay, so after you're done talking to him and he goes off to get the money, are you still at the Red Horse? Do you hang out there or do you move on?
I'll wait. I'm gonna wait until somebody shows up just to see if everybody got back from the Wharf District fine.
Okay, so about an hour later, Molly walks into the room with a tall gentleman, well dressed, not in a zoot suit.
What a weirdo.
Seems to have a bit of a hat. Not full have talk back, but it's definitely a relatively large hat with a feather. Walks in with a red leather jacket going down to about mid-thigh, black silk shirt, tights going into long boots, and a sword on his hip. And he walks up, takes his hat, bows with a flourish, and says, "Hello, I am Richard von Hammerstein, and I would like to join your little crusade." Molly goes, "Yeah, this is my second. You keep talking to people. He's good at that."
I love the idea. She's like, you keep asking me to do something I don't do.
Yeah. I'm more of a sneaky girl. I'm not that kind of rogue. He's that kind of rogue.
A rogue.
I'll go ahead and head upstairs.
Just ditch him.
No, invite.
Just like,
No, he tells him to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, invite people to upstairs.
it's like, excellent.
Yeah, it's like, well, good to meet you, Richter. So, what can you tell me about yourself?
What was his name again?
Richter von Hammerstein.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we now have 2 Richters?
No. He goes by Rick.
Oh, okay.
We have 2 Marys, it's fine.
Yeah, it's 2 Marys, 2 Ricks. We must duplicate all the names.
Richter Mary von June.
Richter Mary von June.
Junior.
But yeah, And so, tell me about yourself. What are you interested in, and what are you offering?
Well, I was told that I could be a part of this merry little band, or at least Miss Molly here,
We have quite a few Marys, yes.
and that I would be compensated for helping you expand your organization, find out more information about other people, and protect what we already have. My specialty is interacting with others and being who I need to be and saying what I need to say to get the results that we are looking for.
Hmm?
Molly here says you're oft wandering around doing things and might require the assistance of someone a bit sneakier than yourself, but still social enough to handle your environment.
I could definitely use a second mouth to do some of the talking around here. Since we need actually somebody who would be interested in that position, because we do have some people who might be capable, but might be less willing as far as to get into the mucky muck of everyday conversations.
I get what he's doing now.
Yeah, no, thank you.
You're out of important business stuff, but still have.
I just want someone to get it.
Also, it might not. He might have used that this morning.
I know we used it yesterday.
Yeah. I know he used it yesterday, but I think you guys used it again this morning.
No.
Yeah? Okay.
No, it's a new
No.
dawn. And you haven't used it since then. Since the evening. So yeah, no, it's for charge.
Yep.
We now just have to discuss price.
I see. Well,
And Molly just goes, "Good luck," and leaves.
and it's like, hold on a second, you. This is going to be something that goes under your percentage as far as part of the business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're willing to let him do the full negotiation for the percent that ends up going to you?
I'm
Her percentage is locked.
100% yes.
Okay,
Seeing how it's not my percentage, it's his.
I see. Okay, well,
Best of luck, you crazy kids.
yeah, I think I might. After this, I might have a task for him.
So yeah, Molly's just like, "Nope, this is not what I do."
In fact, I want this guy on because it's not what I do.
Yes,
It's what he does.
She specifically found someone to do this thing because she doesn't wish to negotiate with you. She sees what happened when people negotiate with you. She wants
They either get a huge profit margin or absolutely wrecked, like, what's her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. She's like, I will hire someone to do that.
All right. Well, if you'd excuse me for a moment,
Okay.
and need to prepare stuff so we'd be able to handle the paperwork of the money.
So you're not going to negotiate his price with him?
No, I am. I'm just going to leave the room for a moment.
Okay.
All right.
She's going to go cast some spells on herself.
I gotta go buff in secret.
Oh, no, I was going to go, hey, Richter.
The thing that you should have done the first moment things happened, because you knew this moment was coming. Where the charisma guy is going to be negotiating a price.
And it's just like, Molly ended up bringing in a new guy at the Red Horse Inn.
You're like, this is somehow Molly's fault. I know it is. She planned it, that little bitch.
3 times!
And we're going to be negotiating her new percentage for her department. So, and she's brought herself a charismatic boy.
Well, she has been failing in that regards. I'll come over to speak with him. How far away from warehouse? So same district.
About 15 minutes.
Okay, it's not too bad. Enough that it wouldn't have felt odd at all if you'd have just called from the beginning. Did you not know that it was going to come down to let's negotiate price?
I'd say I didn't know what was going to happen.
Okay. It's like from the moment he said it, I'm like, that's going to come down to a negotiation because that's how this does. Otherwise, she wouldn't have needed to introduce him and have him be interviewed by you.
When you got the call, it kind of clicked in your head. You got that moment of deja vu of, this is what I was needing.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway, well, I've got him here, and it's like it'll be just a moment. It's like one of the other bosses is on his way here, so he can look over and make sure that we're spending our money wisely, since he tends to be the perceptive type.
With concentration.
Oh, excellent.
But anyway, I wanted to discuss with you. So currently, we're operating out of this area and the area near the Horse's Head Inn, as far as the adjacent section of the city. Something that we've been having a little bit of that we could definitely use some extra help in is identifying the most important and popular people in the various districts.
Oh, I can certainly help with that.
That would be
Social
wonderful.
interactions is kind of what I do.
I would actually like to know who the most socially popular or influential people in the different districts are. I wouldn't mind actually setting you up with kind of a first task to see how well you end up doing.
Well, let's see if you can afford me first.
Well, I'm just letting you know what I'm thinking.
Expectations.
Yeah, just letting you know what I'm thinking.
Excellent.
But, yeah, say I'll go ahead and start his orientation tone. Usually we have meetings here in the morning at the inn in this particular room, and that ends up giving the marching orders. We'll end up discussing the particulars of who the other members are and what functions that they play sometime tomorrow, once everything kind of gets hammered out. But say we'll be operating out of here, and if you're able to help Molly with information gathering on the side of the business, side of that skill set that she needs a little help with, that'd be great.
Honestly, I've never seen someone quite so sneaky, but so bad at talking. I woke up and she was just standing over me going, "Hey, do you want a job?"
Well, I'd point out the guy is here.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't wrong, but what an abrasive way.
I'm also just wondering how she found him down at the wharf randomly while we were doing all the stuff we were
Oh,
doing.
She heard
last
him
night.
talking.
She heard him talking to other people, and more importantly, she got completely sidetracked when she was supposed to be following Forrest because she rolled double ones. Which is one of the reasons why she unhelpfully
garbage.
showed up after everything happened. She rolled with advantage both ones.
If she wasn't guaranteed loyal, we'd be negotiating her replacement right now.
Well,
But she
There's a
has the
reason
most
she's-
character of all of her lieutenants. She's awesome.
she has arson experience. We never know when that's going to come in handy.
It's also, we don't want those people against us.
Honestly, you looked her in the eye and said, "Burn down the building," and she just, without a thought, went, "Yeah, okay, we'll have to do it to do it."
Yeah.
So it's like, she doesn't do everything, but she does her thing.
Yeah.
I feel like you should get her loaded with actual arson tools, like alchemy supplies. You know, just in case that sort of thing comes up.
Yeah, Doomsayer can supply her with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like, why me?
Well, I just mean, as the group, we should load her with that.
Now, you know what purchases we're going to make once we actually get some money here? We're going to buy horses, because we need to move around.
I forget, the church does have a stable out back, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it does.
Yeah.
The church has a stable. You tend to train dog in the yard
Mhm.
in front of it, and there's generally liveries or stables in every zone that you can store your horse or rent horses.
So, yeah, we need horses and a stable boy as far as stuff to spend money on once we get some.
Mhm.
So,
It's like theoretically,
Wait,
once
wait.
this week goes by, we'll actually have income and not be so goddamn flat broke.
Yeah, you guys move forward very, very quickly.
we'll wait for Richter to arrive.
Okay, so about 10 minutes later, tea's been delivered, because I assume.
Yeah.
Because freaking Spartacus is downstairs.
Yeah. Molly probably went and told him that there was a meeting, and you got like teas and little cakes that have been delivered.
Chat him up since he's going to be joining us.
Yeah, so I'm chatting with him, kind of telling him about.
Don't scare him off with the church talk yet.
Well, I tell him that I'm actually looking for people who would be interested in following my religion, and I'm trying to figure out. I actually want to move in to start training people as clerics or paladins.
Best of luck with that.
Yeah.
I already have a divine patron.
And then there are other ones that exist within our ragtag group.
Well, what's his divine patron? Ask him.
Yeah.
You're not there.
Yeah,
You're
so-
downstairs at the bar getting
Come
drunk.
on.
Yeah, so I asked him about his patron.
How can you not tee up after that?
He is a worshipper of Aladamara.
Ah, good old classic Greyhawk.
I love Aladamara. Shut up.
Good old classic.
Does it mean freaking palers running around someplace too?
Would you like to go to a church and find him?
No, that's not really my thing, but...
I mean, if you want to go research some religion, you can certainly figure it out.
Paylor, pretty cool dude. Not as cool as St. Cuthbert, though.
Follow the rules! The intent of
Which
the
ones?
rules!
I don't care! Well, technically, I will break your arms if you finish that sentence.
It's technically true. That is the best kind of truth.
And not for St. Cuthbert. He was very much an as-intended guy.
Oh.
He will whoop your lawyer's butt.
Yeah. No rules lowering the mace of justice.
Yeah, he will hit you.
Alright. Well, say what I'm trying to accomplish is when we go throughout the zones, I want to kind of form a sense of community and belonging under Renette, but I don't expect anybody else of the group to get involved unless they choose to. And it's like, so I don't have any, whatever, burdens that need to be placed on you or anybody else if they're not interested.
Good to know.
But I will go ahead and take any of the information, so maybe I would be able to go and find some new recruits after getting that.
Weak-willed people.
Yeah.
Probably not make the best paladins and clerics, but boost your numbers.
Just having the social influence is good enough for me.
So you're looking for people in society that convert to convert.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like an intriguing challenge. I'll keep my eyes open.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you find people who are ripe for the picking, Renette will provide.
Okay.
But, yeah. So, worship's out tomorrow, waiting for Richter.
Alright, so Richter shows up.
In the hall outside, Wolfgang shows up.
Excellent. Wolfgang walks through the door.
Stand it, pause it, close.
My-
Give a just a very judgmental look at the way he's dressed.
He gives you like a big smile, like a proper car salesman, just all white, straight teeth.
I presume you have at least spoken enough to know he meets the needs that we have.
He at least seems willing and able, and Molly seems to vouch for his capability.
You
Wonderful.
did pass Molly drinking downstairs with Mary laughing about how she totally tricked this guy into having to deal with Mother June without her.
So I kind of walk across the table and I kind of stare. I get his eye contact in some things, and I filter through, and I pull out just one like the butcher knives, and I just start drawing it up my arm and letting blood spill out. And I'm just keeping his eyes and just kind of getting a feel for what his opinion, how easily split is he on
Crazy?
on crazy.
Insight check. Or do you already know?
I'm deciding. Yeah, no. I'm trying to judge him and figure him out. I will go ahead and use one of mine because I fear I only need one for him to.
Okay, so you get a natural 20 on your insight.
For what insight is wisdom, insight 3, 5, so 25.
Okay, so he's taken aback. He hides it incredibly well, but you're peering into him, and part of your gift it seems to activate a little bit as you look into him. And he seems a little taken aback by what you're doing, but you sense into him a steel, a flexible kind of mind. He's not rigid. He can move and shift with situations and is very aware that he's being tested right now.
Mm-hmm.
And whilst he's not comfortable with it, he's not afraid of it either. Like, as long as you're cutting you, he doesn't care.
And cure wounds, it's no big deal.
Spartacus is gonna be so mad. There's just blood on this table now that you'll have to sanitize and scrub.
He's used to it.
He's definitely freaking not. He's had to clean up one bloody thing once.
He does it
a couple
magically.
weeks ago.
He does it magically. Seems solid enough.
Just walk through the room, beat extra crazy. Yeah, he didn't turn and scream and run away.
Yeah, that's basically what I was doing. I was walking in and seeing. I don't know. With the job that we're hiring people for, that's always my concern, is where is their line?
Well, you have to remember, he did get pulled in by Molly.
Yeah.
Literally showing up above his bed. What a job!
Alright, so we'll go ahead and discuss your pay now.
Alright, so he's rolling, and I'm guessing Mother June gets a 20.
Yep.
Okay. So
For a.
Oh, I get 31.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got a 22, which
Charisma boy, it's gonna get high too, so yeah.
isn't bad.
No.
But yeah. He was what percentage? He was looking for like a 3 or 4% stake. So which percentage does he actually get? Because you beat him soundly.
Say what would...
Or are you going to pull some from Molly's? Or are you going to increase the total percentage? She's at 15. Currently, her organization gets 15% of profits. So if you want to just go, okay, Molly gets 10%, he gets 5, or if Molly gets 14 and he gets 1. Literally, you beat him so badly on this.
And she
left, and she walked out. You now get to renegotiate her contract as well. Because she had too much confidence.
4%.
Oh, yeah, and it's like...
We can do halves too, remember that. We've done halves with
Yeah.
people before.
Hannah gets 1.5%.
Yeah, she gets 1.5%. I don't know. Do you think this guy deserves 5% of Molly?
No.
No?
I'd say 3.5. He was looking for 3 to 4. I say we give him the split middle on that.
And take it out of Molly's for being...
Yeah.
This is really Richter's just punishing Molly for all the things she's done to him.
So, yeah, we'll give him 3.5% of Molly's 15.
Also, she's guaranteed the little. She can't get that mad.
She can get even.
Yes, she will definitely do that to you too, but...
Oh no, she's terrified of Mother June. Dr. Richter, for some reason, doesn't concern her in the least. Mother June, she thinks is scary as shit.
She's gonna convert me to her weird religion, and I can't stop it. She keeps talking about it, and it sounds better and better. But I know it's... Just looking over at poor Abbott's converted butt.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
He was very weak and was looking for something.
Oh,
He
yeah.
really isn't.
And I am going to be dedicated to fixing his love life.
Oh, God.
We've all been working on that.
Poor...
She's gonna be so mad.
Oh, she's gonna be so mad.
When I handed her the books with the money, that's what I said. I said, hey, look, you're making some money. I'll let you be able to get back to her if you want with the money. Because he knows not to go home without it.
He's just been missing for like, what, a month and a half now? Just hiding from her?
It's not been that long, but to be
It's
fair,
been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It hasn't been like crazy.
if he returns back with the money and he's like, I knew I wasn't allowed home until I got this back, she'd be like, of course you weren't.
No, she's a very scary lady.
Also, I made sure that the guy who stole from you is dead.
I mean...
Well, that is definitely true. That's not exactly true.
But he confirmed it.
Mm-hmm. He didn't say he did it. He just made sure. He is definitely dead.
So went after the guy that stole, but someone else got to him first.
I was a brave.
And by went after, I meant I started working for him.
I was taking a weird angle.
Climbing up through the ranks. Good boy Abbott.
Oops.
Pecaracho.
No, would you say Abbott's Abbott's definitely put in the most work as a lieutenant so far.
Yeah, if we don't count all the invisible work that Sparty does.
Mm.
But as far as like, dude, we've been hammering whenever we can. Yeah, he's been at the basically spear tip of here, do these book things. We need these book things. Do these book things.
Well, it is his specialty,
Yeah,
so.
and also his risk on it is very low.
Mm.
Yeah, and he gets almost no money.
Yeah. But
Abbott is like got just about the least amount of risk of anyone, and he gets almost no money.
Mhm.
but it's enough for him, and he knows exactly where all the money goes. If he wants to negotiate more, he can. If he wants to take more, he technically is in a position to be able to hide it.
Yeah, but he is also...
We think he's smarter than that.
He got converted to think of the Pyre as his family with the religion that Ryan forced upon him through auto-conversion.
Yeah.
It's a really good one to convert.
So now,
I did think it was funny, the person easiest to screw you all over, you managed to instantly go, no, there's a RP reason why he would have a hard time doing that.
He's also in a position where he can is in a position where he can, if he didn't want to screw us over but wanted more, he could also present a case of, okay, so I've been crunching the numbers here, and I see where I could get a little bit more, and where it's really stupid for us to push back against that if he makes a reasonable case for it, you could just take this.
that, and I told him that there's no point in being greedy for greedy's sake. That you have to have a good reason for taking the money that you got.
Okay, you guys doing anything else for today besides going back to work?
Going back.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to work. You finished up with Huxley.
I'm going to head over to the balanced blades and try to scope out a mark.
Okay, so are you going to
The
like,
balanced
their
blades,
zone?
yeah,
or
the
like,
balanced blade district to
'cause
find a
they're-
place to rob. Yeah,
There is a place where they congregate.
yeah.
Klaus knows where it is. He peed on a cable there.
Mm-hmm. But no, just their district to find a place where I think using detect magic sporadically to find one that has, the door spell but not the alarm spell and would probably have money.
Most of the places there don't have alarms unless they're businesses. Most of them have utility, the lock on the doors, and like the basic installation utilities and stuff like that. It's kind of upper, lower middle class kind of area.
Yeah. Well, in that case, just finding a house that is empty, like currently, face stepping in and like stealing all their silverware and other knickknacks I can easily just grab and run with.
How are you ascertaining that it is empty?
With cloud shape, just going, checking all, listening. If I
Okay.
need to, crawling down their chimney if it's not lit to get inside the house.
Most people keep their fires going at least a low level all the time because that's like how it's a lot of their
like
cooking stuff.
Well, what time of year is it? Because that's...
Yeah, basically, yeah. it's
Where are
heat,
you
but
right now?
Basically,
In the
if
bar.
you
Oh,
go
okay.
and like it's still their cooking fire, but
Yeah.
if you go to and find a place without a chimney,
Mm-hmm.
there's a chance that it might be wealthier or more or poorer.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need a perception check from you to see if they're. And you're looking for an unoccupied building.
Yes.
It is evening
Mm-hmm.
When most people go home.
when most people are at home.
Yeah. I know something that I can do. Spend time teaching Mary Silence.
Okay, so you guys are working on that.
Didn't
Oh,
we
the
already
ritual
do that?
book?
I don't think we've had the actual time to do it.
I think you've discussed it and didn't actually sit down and do it.
And you got the resources for it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I bought the resources for it, but I don't think we had the time to actually sit down.
And that takes, what? I don't know how long it takes.
It's like 2 hours, or
Is it like copying a scroll?
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay, so it's hours per level.
I believe so.
yeah. I think it's hours per level of a spell or something.
Because that's how you get the cost too.
I think it's like 4 hours, isn't it? First level or second level?
It's a second level.
Okay, so it's either, I think it's 4 or 8. I don't recall.
It's not 8, but might be. Does it say on your?
2 hours per level.
Okay, so 4 hours.
And he doesn't even have to really teach me. I guess he just has to give me an example of the ritual and I copy it down and have to transcribe it.
Okay, so yeah, so you guys are spending 4 hours fucking around with that.
Low chances, but I'm not crap rolls. What do you do?
He rolled a 17.
Mhm.
We're all very proud.
And you said perception?
Yes.
Good. Plus 8. So 25?
Okay, you do scope out a home that seems to be or that seems to be empty.
Mm-hmm. Find a window that I can see in.
Mhm.
Face step in.
Okay, you are now inside of a building.
Mm-hmm. Go to the kitchen, look for the silverware or any other loose.
They have relatively basic silverware. So you're going to need to do an investigation check on the home for goods,
Valuable stuff.
valuables.
I will do a.
Like most of their valuables would be tucked away, as this is not a very rich place.
Yeah. I'll do a preliminary sweep just to make sure the place is empty, then I'll start looking.
Okay. It is empty. You rolled quite well on your perception, so.
Okay. Then looking for stuff. 10, so 11 for investigation.
Okay. As you're looking around, you find 11. You find an antique silver teapot wrapped up and put away in a cabinet.
Take that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all that you seem to find. Everything else apparently is either not there or too well hidden for you.
Okay. Go ahead and I check the door. Is it locked from the inside?
It's locked, yes.
Well, I'll just open a window and leave through there.
Okay.
Don't want to waste another spell slot if I don't have to. And then I'll continue throughout my night of trying to burgle random stuff.
Okay. Go ahead.
Common criminal.
Mm-hmm. I have no cash. I need a little influx so I can do other stuff like buy investigators to start looking into Eva Joe.
Okay, so give me 3 perceptions and then we'll decide how many investigations you get.
So that's plus 8, so 15. After 20, so 28. 15, so 23.
Okay, so you find 2 houses that are definitely empty.
Mhm.
So you get 2 investigations for money. I'm just going to assume you break in successfully with your I'm allowed to do things.
Yes, with my magic and being able to check stuff. So 16 and 19.
Okay. You with the 16, you find a sack of 100 gold, and with the 19, you find 3 knives of that are utility magic in nature. Kitchen knives. And that's your evening. You could have broken into the house that you weren't sure was empty or not, but I figured you didn't want to.
Nope.
Okay.
Going for safety.
Okay. So you guys are done with your evening. You've put in your 8 hours finally. Not even cleaning up.
Just sort of fall through the trapdoor onto your bed.
Notice that you have like a nicer basin of water for like cleaning up. Like you have a basin upstairs and a basin in your bedroom, both for hand washing and general washing up. That Spartacus made sure that you had set up.
He came up and installed.
Yeah, about halfway through the day they showed up. Like you were out and he put them in.
Yeah, no.
Oh. So he just went upstairs. Yep, that's Yank's dead body being.
To be fair, I have a tarp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he knew.
Well,
That was why he was getting parts for it.
Yeah, he bought the equipment.
True.
No, they're not ignorant.
It's kind of why my step 1 for hiring is, if I act crazy, how put off are you? Because at some point I might have, like, corpses walking around behind me, and I just kind of want to get the feel.
You also walked into your room and there was Yank's corpse on your bed once.
No, I mean for the new guy, though. Why that?
Yeah.
That's it. I just want to do something, is like, just for any new hire, as far as just the, how much
How much can you
can
take?
you know?
Okay, so it's Sunday morning, and there is the morning meeting. So as you all sit down and walk in, Molly is arguing with their sergeant about how that's definitely not fair. And
You told me to get the best price. I did, for me.
And he just keeps pointing, going, "You want to talk about it? Go ahead."
He really did negotiate us pretty hard.
He did really well.
And then
I
she's
don't know
just
much
like,
about him, but I like
she
this
just
guy.
stops and goes, "And your wardrobe. You're not dressed appropriately." As Mary
Technically, you are in her department.
As Mary hops in, also in a zoot suit.
I finally have cash to have other outfits, but currently in morning meeting, zoot suit.
Yes.
And
Before I
as
can
you
play with
all
Huxley.
come in and Spartacus has your spread set out and set up before you, he puts out a tray and lifts the cloche, and there's a bag of gold in the middle. He goes, "I've managed to move all of Dr. Stayer's property, have it split up each of our department's funds, and this is your cut."
Wonderful.
And it's 537 gold and 5 silver. And when Hannah sees it, she goes, speaking of, I do believe I'm owed
500 gold, precise.
500 gold.
Yeah.
However,
Make a persuasion check.
I also did just get paid. So, half now, half next week?
It's like, yeah, we'll sail.
Sure.
Yeah, then it's like, we'll go
We
ahead
owe.
and do- We do owe money, so.
I think that's quite.
Oh, yes.
generous.
I bring out my stuffs, like, Hannah, these are for you to sell, I believe.
She looks at them and goes, "Oh, lovely. This," and she starts cleaning it off and goes, is a teapot.
Was the roll just to make sure there wasn't a genie in it?
No, the role was if she could get a decent appraisal on it, and she did not. And she goes, "Yes, this will sell for a fine price."
And I hand her 2 of the magic knives.
She goes, yeah, as you go like that, she goes, "Oh, would you like to?"
I'm sitting. Well, probably. I'll look into what they do probably after we've had time to talk.
Alright, well, the ones you get is a paring knife and a slicing knife. So it's about an
I'm really more
8-inch
interested as far as what the magic does.
Yeah, it's a... Okay, well, you have a paring knife and an 8-inch carving knife. Nick, you have a 10-inch chef's knife. It is magic.
I would have wanted to keep the 8-inch just because, for utility stabbing reasons.
So I have a what? 10-inch...
You apparently have a 10-inch chef's and a paring knife. They are utility magic, which means if you use them in combat in any way, they break.
Well, I'll also just use them for cutting
How's that
stuff.
God. Magic.
Is it that, or is it just the magic does not affect
Captain No
stuff
Pants.
falling?
Says
Captain No Pants?
Yeah, Captain No.
Because I thought it was just that the magic didn't function for using anything in combat.
Nope. If you use the utility magic on an item in combat, the item breaks and it doesn't work.
So wouldn't that what you do? Yeah, like that's it. You're on probation. No violence, no fighting, and you just put a magic tattoo with utility magic, and if they go fighting, it breaks, and you go, "Up, your tattoo's broke. We knew you broke the rules."
No, because the tattoo wouldn't affect the combat.
If it's a big enough tattoo,
Then they are involved in combat, and the
then
tattoo
they're
is part of
magical-
them.
Yeah, the magic.
We are enchanting the person, is what the tattoo does.
Yeah, with the utility magic. That way, if they get in combat, the utility
He's
magic
fighting.
breaks.
He's
Okay, no one has figured out how to do that yet. If you would like to stop your character from playing the campaign and go off to the university, you could totally do that. But
So
that's not a
guys,
thing.
have you ever thought about manipulating the current rules of existential reality and going against the wishes of God for personal profit?
all of the time.
All of the time.
I showed you my attic?
It seemed to be like a pretty simple affair of trying to get a essentially like a magic enchantment that knows when you roll initiative and
Yeah.
breaks.
Yeah, here's the thing. I wanted this to be a high magic kind of world without it being easily abusable by every Tom, Dick, and Harry who moseys on past. So utility magic was born. Stop fucking with it. I'll punish you.
It's a plot.
There's a butt cuffin over there. Stop looking at it too hard.
Stop poking at the plot holes.
No,
Leave those alone.
it's fine.
So you can fall down those real easy.
Yeah, no. I just wanted a utility type knife that's sharp for cutting things, not necessarily people. I'm not even proficient with that.
With a dagger?
Maybe if it's simple.
It's an 8-inch knife.
Yeah.
It's a big dagger. Well, no, it's about a regular sized dagger.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a carving knife.
Yeah.
So thin, like for cutting turkey.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could use that. You could also use the 3.5-inch paring knife.
Yeah, I guess for a utility knife of something to cut rope or other things, that might be better.
Either way, there are knives.
Yeah, and I give 2 of them over, so yes.
Yes, you haven't looked.
I will
into
probably be handing them over to Isolde once we know what the enchantment is.
Mm-hmm. Probably sharp and cleanliness.
Probably.
But moving on.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and discuss what we have for today's meeting. We have made a deal with the innkeeper in order to cover the.
Sorry, I missed yesterday.
Yeah, same. We were all busy trying to find forest.
Gesturing towards.
Okay, so
whatever
you
that
did
has.
give Hannah the 250.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys got just. Nope, that's the wrong number. I hit the minus
287 plus 5 silver pieces.
Yeah, 287 gold and 5 silver is what you guys currently got out of that. That's the 370, 337.5 is basically what the 537.5. Dear Lord, is basically what you'll get a week from what Dr. Doomstayer is currently doing.
Right. So
That's so I took that and I cut all their percentages out of it already. So
Okay.
that's your money completely. No one gets to pull any money out of that. That's the higher ups to split.
So the higher ups being us three, right?
yeah. So split 3 ways plus whatever we want to give Maribel.
Which is technically nothing. She signed a contract.
She's borderline a slave.
Yeah.
Didn't read. You know what? She never learned to read.
Yeah.
I know some of these words.
No, that was the point. She did read it. She read the whole thing, and she still signed it. I think she's just dumb.
So we managed to make a deal with the innkeeper that he would cover the expenses for any of the betting going on at the Horse's Head this evening, so we'll be able to operate
Afternoon, but
afternoon, evening.
Afternoon.
Okay.
yeah, it's decisively midday during those races. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Races start at midday.
So for today, he will cover the bets, but we have to split the profits with him 50-50, and then he gets to take his money back after that, as far as what he's fronted. So
Okay.
it'll allow us to at least keep the business open. I guess status report to everybody who's got stuff to report back with. Good job, Spartacus and Doomstayer, on what you guys have been doing.
Okay. Steve McQueen walks up and says, "With the help of our esteemed new colleague, Hannah, I have for you," and he puts down a piece of paper. He goes, "That's your contract. Here's your chops, and you need to get those blood sealed to you."
All right.
So was that for the actually having the
Yeah, that's
Horse's
for
Head?
taking over the Horse's Head accounts. And here's this. I need you to hold on to. I guess I should give it to Abbott. Abbott, hold on to this. Abbott's like, "Oh, okay." It's like, we are now the owners of the Horse's Head.
Nice.
Wait, besides the debt books, did the Horse's Head have any actual bank accounts with money in them?
Not that they could get access to.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. Hold on. I have a note. Yes, the Horse's Head did have a bank account. It has a bank account with 500 gold in it that is used for the operation of the bar. But yeah, so you do have access to a bank account from the Horse's Head of 500 gold, and that is also gives you the paperwork and the chops that you need to blood seal for those unless you want to start combining bank accounts so you don't have so many different accounts. But that's between you and your accountant. He is not concerned.
Looking to the accountant, more accounts harder to trace?
I mean, all the chops lead back to us, so kind of yes, kind of no. It's more of a less suspicious large sums of money going into one account as opposed to a bunch of different accounts that have smaller amounts of money going to them. That, doesn't necessarily immediately flag something. And with there being a lot of people in your conglomerate, you can assign different people to be heads of different accounts, and I can just be the accountant for all of them.
As in, the twins get access to the overhead account for the bar.
Yes.
And
Unless
it's
you
like-
felt like running it personally, because I don't feel like running it personally.
Yeah, I think it's fine for keeping small accounts that are basically dedicated to the businesses that they're associated with.
Mm-hmm.
It will insulate the businesses from any wrongdoing as well.
Yeah. So it's
So if one account gets seized, your bar won't go out of business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it'll at least make our assets harder to freeze completely, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they can't really kind of pin it all on one of us or something. Anyhow, so we've got that to look forward to. Let's see. What do we got as far as what other people were up to? Because Molly did
Doomstayer was on weapons production. Abbott was got Hannah.
Yep.
And was working on the books and getting all of that taken care of. Jake was organizing the gang, which he has done successfully. They've pulled the gang together over there. Yeah.
And he already got his sub-lieutenant.
Yeah.
So we got
So-
files.
Yeah, and so yeah, you've got this is the wrong.
Yeah,
house.
Molly helped us track down the debt books, which were tied to Forrest. Steve successfully got us the stuff related to the bank accounts for the bar.
So Steve doesn't have his second yet, so I guess we should start with that for him.
Steve, Doomsdayer, and Spartacus do not have seconds.
Yeah, I also have it listed for Spartacus to have been looking for a sergeant because it was brought up that he wasn't able to operate out of the new zone as much because he would still have a lot of his business tied here to the Red Horse.
Yeah, so people were having to travel really far to report back.
Yeah, so had Spartacus managed to make any headway on finding a sub-lieutenant for himself?
No, he was working on getting all of the
Doomsayer stuff.
And if it is just communication, there may be items that could aid in more distant communication where
with a single lieutenant, yes, that would be helpful. But with the numbers of people I have running around, it would not.
Okay.
Could we set up a system of homing pigeons?
That'd be your job
Oh yeah, it would be my job, but
Why?
to send notes, I guess.
yes.
They're sky rats.
But you can train them to bring notes places.
Can
And
you
it's-
train them not to be flea-ridden, disgusting shit machines?
You can train them to bring fleas from other parts of the district to your district.
That's the opposite of
What about
It's
bringing
like you
fleas
looked
from
in-
your district into other districts?
It's like you looked into what I
Diversify.
wanted and then decided to do not that.
I'm just saying it is a cheaper way than getting like a massive number of sending stones.
Or, option B, I could just hire someone.
Okay.
Well, yes, we're just saying you haven't found anyone yet.
Hire someone
I've
with a
been
lot of talent with
busy.
pigeons.
Busy.
Mhm.
Busy guy.
Well, I think her point here was that she's not busy and has plenty of time to train sky rats.
Spartacus, you've been around the bar. Is there anything particular that we should know about the half-elf downstairs that got hired?
I met him the same day you guys did. Oh, the scarred boy.
Hmm.
Yeah, apparently Gatto beat the shit out of him. And he came looking for him, found out he was dead, and instead of joining the gang that apparently got his new hero, strange way to find one killed, he decided to work a little safer job at the bar.
Gatto helping kids from beyond the grave.
What a dangerous life, that Gatto boy.
What?
You.
What?
I'll bring back my NPCs. They were
These
just
are
a kind of fight.
A reoccurring.
I know,
Hmm.
and I laugh.
You're in one city. The likelihood of you meeting the same people is pretty high.
So,
It's like they live here or something.
I know, right?
It's a city of like over 100 or a million. How big is this place?
Well, it's a city that's basically a kingdom. So the kingdom in total has about 15 million people in it.
Mhm. So probably about 10 million are here.
Yeah,
Or-
probably.
Mhm. So it's a New York level thing, but hopefully bigger than New York.
Oh, it's huge. It's much bigger than New York.
Because we don't always have the technology for the height.
Mhm.
Yeah. It has a lot to do with it. It's a big, sprawling place.
so,
We just need to Magitech us up some subways.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Mhm.
We don't have Magitech. We have utility magic.
Fine, we have to utility magic us up some subways.
No, the thing, I think that would almost be too useful. It's like, no, you can bring supplies other places for that in war. It's like, no.
So, Jake managed to... Jake has Klaus, and he managed to consolidate the gang between here and the Horse's Head. Do we want Jake... What do we want him to be doing?
Start counter raids on the balanced blades,
Are we wanting to push in there right at this point?
or just defend against the balanced blades, or is that what that group's set up to do already?
That is part of their task, is to patrol and keep the balanced blades out.
But, like, what to have him be actively doing?
That's set
Because
with
we could,
Klaus.
it's like we could have him set to recruiting to get more gang members, I suppose.
Yes, and you
I feel
need
like
to go
the-
and collect debts too, so he needs to...
That's true.
Yeah, collect debts and if recruiting, because I think didn't that gang basically shrink by half?
No, we kept
No.
them all. We
Yeah.
kept all 30 of them.
We did? Oh,
Yeah.
well then yeah. Collecting
Yeah,
debts.
You lost one person.
Forest.
Yeah.
Yes. Who was asleep.
Is
The
that why
losing
he-
forest!
Is that why he turned against us? He wasn't awake for the show of force?
He wasn't awake for the mass conversion.
Oh.
And
He was the one I put to sleep.
yeah. And he had this girl that he really liked, and he remembered where a big pile of money was, and he wanted to take this girl he really liked and get her out of this kingdom and go marry her and go somewhere else.
So this was your fault. You're the reason we lost money.
I'm the only reason we didn't lose all the money, man.
And the books he accidentally grabbed. He was just grabbing everything in there and ran. He didn't...
He has no use for those when he leaves.
No. He had no use for them at all. He didn't even...
They were a
think about
great,
it.
if he was an intelligent person, they were a great bargaining chip to just get us to be like, here.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that whore Jenny was smarter than him.
She is smarter than him.
Yeah.
She was the one who read the books and understood what they were. It's why she had them.
This doesn't do anything when we leave this town.
She wasn't ever going to use them for anything other than a bargaining chip. It was like the first thing she was going to do the second she had the ability to be like, here, take these and go. It's the only reason they got held on to, as opposed to just thrown into a dumpster. Like the second they were out to sea, they were going overboard. You didn't need the books.
Litters. The lowest form of life.
So, we got Jake and Klaus on collecting debts and recruiting. For Molly, since she now has her sub-lieutenant, we could have her either be investigating the next zones. And-
Have Rick investigate slums.
And it's like, do we want the slums or do we want... Is the Balance Blades in a territory adjacent to here?
They're adjacent to the Horse's Head.
I think we'd be better off with
It's,
the slums first, just as far
Balance
as
blades
getting our
and
numbers.
slums are your two things.
Okay.
I feel like the slums would be better first, just as far as the numbers.
It would be an easier place to recruit from.
Yeah.
Okay. Say we could do that if we can take over the slums in quick order. That'll probably have a lot of people that we can make use of, especially because their prospects where they are probably aren't great.
Seemingly not, yes.
Yeah. So.
I mean, the zone they live in is literally called the slums.
So.
Well, so far the zone names are the Slums, the Red Horse, the Horse's Head, and Balance Blades,
Yeah. And
and Wharf.
Yeah, Wharf and the Circle. Yeah.
And the university.
Yeah, University.
And then we got like a bigger mega zone that's
where those
the
adventurers
Duke-
hang out.
no, the Duke's place.
That's actually out of town.
Yeah, that's out of town.
Yeah, it's its own manor.
Is it the same with the forest? The grove? Yeah, the grove.
Yeah, the Grove is part of the Duke's manor.
Yeah.
And then we have Fancy Adventure Magic Shop area. All right. So Molly and Hammerstein to investigate the slums to find the important people there and information.
Okay.
I am, by the way, my normal Ludwig Richter today, which is the first time Rick is meeting Dr. Richter.
How much does a horse cost?
Like 25 gold?
Yeah, if you want like your basic horse.
This is a town where horses could probably go for thousands of gold.
They could go for hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, you go get yourself a breeder horse.
Buy steak in a horse. It's like, I own 1/10 of that horse.
Horse timeshares.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a timeshare, but there are multiple people who can own a horse for racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
And
entirely
it's an
possible.
investment property that you've gotten halvesies on.
I mean, in general, once we get a few more zones and we spread out a little bit, yeah, having horses and stables that we just sort of have on a payroll that's coming out, and where any of us can go grab that horse, and so there's always a chance that like 1 or 2 horses is at a given stable.
Is Doomsayer to produce another batch of weapons, or you got him? Is there something else you want him to do? Because it's a new week, so if he produces another batch of weapons, you get more money, or you can have him working on other things, which means you won't get money because he's not making products for sale. But you could have him do things like make you guys things like smoke grenades, healing potions, stuff of that nature.
First, he needs to get his sub-lieutenant.
And that's something
I don't know
that,
if he needs that right yet.
Yeah, and that's something that he wants to personally do, so we
Yeah,
could give
so
him time to do it. But
That's what I mean, set him on that task.
However, right now, another batch of weapons.
I'd say
Because
make
we
them,
still owe someone some money that's coming out of next week's payment to us, so we need to make sure that gets done.
yeah, it's like we could at least make money and see how
Not
well
Hannah.
yeah, see how well the bar does as far as making profits off the gambling.
Yes.
And whatever bar profits they make.
Yeah, that too. And then our deck collection, which will be coming in, so we'll have to see how much.
So Jake's working on deck collection.
Yes, we're going for the small
Yeah.
installments to get the big money.
Yeah, we'll say since we've got the price of the bets covered for this week, we'll have him get the long-term, larger amount of.
Alright, just so you know, if you're doing that, it's going to take a full month to get the full 25,000 gold. And if at any point you go, oh, I need that money now, it's going to be cut straight in half of what you get. Like, it's not going to be prorated for, like...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So in other words, we get 0 until the end of it.
Yes.
So he's not collecting it bit by bit. Okay.
He's consolidating all the debts and then going and picking them up.
Yeah, as in he's telling them that we need your debt paid by the end of the month.
Okay. Okay.
I'd say let's try to go for the full amount. And
Now, do we want to... We don't have enough backing right now to take on new loans, do we? No.
I mean, we can always promise somebody something, but
Yeah.
we don't have a whole lot of money to be throwing out right now.
Do they run rackets in the horse's head, like protection stuff?
I mean, that's up to you guys. Are you going to start running protection rackets?
Have they been?
A little bit, but not as much as you'd expect, because there was this vigilante group of butchers running around that if they started moving in onto certain neighborhoods, the butchers would come up and run them off.
So start light and see what we can do.
Well, I think we're collecting debts with the people that would be doing that right now, so...
Well, those are guys who took out loans versus us just saying, you owe us money for reasons.
Who is doing this, though? Because those are the people that would be doing this.
Oh, okay, that's what you meant.
As in the man,
The
there's-
assigned
there's
people,
dedicated. You're dedicating manpower to doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then yeah, debt collection definitely comes first before we
Yeah.
move into new ventures.
and,
of wrecked here.
yeah, and as far as like new ventures, we've already got the option for not doing racketeering but blackmail, since we've got that deal with the garden.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you knew this, but it's a bad for your lungs to put Mountain Dew in them.
Just breathe it in that Mountain Dew.
Now he knows.
Hey, it could be worse. It could be ghost pepper powder.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I would like to point out that would have been very helpful if he'd have told them that like a minute earlier.
I'm not here to be helpful.
He's not me.
So, yep, Doomsayer continuing to make money.
Okay, Abbott's got all of your books and everything sorted, so he is actually available for more, for a different task.
Which is going to run the gambling today.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done it before.
Yeah. Good job. As far as the money we got, are we just putting that into overall funds, or are we splitting that?
I mean, we can split it and say I think that's fine considering I've got like chump change on me right now.
It was really fun charging you for a bunch of stupid shit.
No, speaking of people having
I'm
stake
down to,
in
like,
the horses,
60
I'm just
something.
imagining one of those race horses having the food stall like sticker on its butt while it's running around.
That man needs no advertisement.
That's true.
He sells out literally every day.
But eventually, how far is that geographically from the areas we are? The circle.
It's about an hour.
I think
and a half.
it's 3. Hour and a
The
half,
circle?
but yeah, 3 hours walking.
No, the wharf is 3 hours walking.
Yeah, the wharf was 3 hours.
I'm trying to figure out how long until we negotiate to get a stake in there.
Oh, I believe the circle is 11 or 12 is the level where the circle's at,
Okay, we got a ways.
depending upon how you zigzag there.
Yeah.
And now, whatever, you got that one spell that as long as you know the name, it goes through walls and it's super invisible. Just use it on horses during the races.
What?
There was I can't remember what it was, but it was a spell. And basically, if you knew someone's name, it could go through walls.
Yeah, there's a new Dragonlance spell.
It was the psychic spell.
Yeah.
And horses have names,
Hmm.
so you just
And are a creature.
kneecap whoever you don't want to win. Wasn't me. I didn't even see the race.
With like 76's force damage to the brain.
Take that, horse.
I don't know if it's invisible or if it's actually a glowing spike of magic flying out.
Well, the point is it goes through walls. So
Yes.
We got Steve. Do we want Steve to go and get his sub-lieutenant? Because he still doesn't have one, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't have one.
He's like, do we
Unless Steve brings up any pressing legal matters we have to do, yeah. Go start your practice.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, unless Steve comes up with something that he thinks we need to do. I
Yeah,
think
that
that'd
needs to be brought to our attention legally.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's everyone.
Yep.
And great. So yeah, you all go off on your own separate directions. So Mary going to sleepwalk.
yeah, one way or the other.
Oh yeah, so you're taking your long rest. This is usually when you take your long rest. It's daytime.
Yeah, it's early in the morning. Because I have stuff I want to do, but yeah, it'll be later.
Okay. So sleeping. Mother June.
I am going to. Yeah, I'm going to go around and I'm going to try to go to the horse's head area. I'm going to try to find people to convert.
Okay, so you're off to proselytize.
First, spend the short rests messing with the knife to figure out.
It is a utility of sharpness and durability.
Okay, so pretty much standard.
Yeah.
And was it Hannah that he passed them off to be sold through?
Yeah, I think she's our fence.
Is she our fence?
No.
No.
Okay. Would I normally go to Spartacus?
Yes. Who's your fence?
Well, Spartacus is here and so much more convenient, so I hand them off to Spartacus.
Okay.
Along with the teapot.
Yes. Your silver teapot.
Mm-hmm. Antique silver teapot.
Beyond that, before going to work, I'm supposed to stop by Thurston Howell's to expand my wardrobe.
Okay. So you walk up to the door of Thurston Howell's Threads, and it is locked. They appear to be closed.
Any sign or?
There's a sign that says, basically closed. It just says closed.
Yeah. Okay.
Like there's no explanation.
Yeah. No. I don't know. Generally, you don't.
Closed for 3-hour tour. No, it just says closed.
Gone for this many hours. This is when I'll be back. Feel free to rob me before then.
Be quick.
Perhaps he's just enjoying the races. It's Sunday. Perhaps he forgot that this would be. It's a normal day for businesses to take off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well.
You've actually never been there on a Sunday, so you're unsure
wouldn't be
as to
surprised,
whether or
yeah.
not they're open on Sundays normally.
This is a zone over from our normal one, right?
Thurston Howell's?
Yeah.
No, he's in the Red Horse Zone.
Okay, so I'm not too far. I head back to the Red Horse.
Okay.
Spartacus. Where would one get some feel-good shop for like a cologne, sort of?
I'm so glad you asked.
I thought.
Well, and he gives you 4 different places, and then a place out in the University District that's a custom perfumer, where you can get your own scent created for you for a price. Yeah, here you go.
Probably not to that list yet, but yes, let's start with something.
Yes, please.
You're welcome.
I do like Richter's slow transformation to Richter man about town.
Well, remember, I'm Dr. Richter, but I'm also Herr Wolfgang.
Yeah.
So I also have this voice in my head that is
fancy.
that is an upper class nobleman that is trapped in this.
And as sees this Minotaur who's better dressed and better groomed.
Yeah, no, it's like he knows exactly where to go, and the Minotaur, over and over, has put things in trying to push this. Before we left, did we actually split the money? Because we spot about splitting the money, but you didn't tell me how much I got.
Oh, yeah, sure, I'll tell you. Because it's 71 gold apiece, and then do we really care about the 1 gold and 5 silver, or can I throw that into party funds?
Yeah, throw that into game funds.
Is
Just-
that actually excluding me or not?
No, that's with you included.
Okay.
For game reasons, not for story reasons,
Yeah.
you get a share.
I mean, I did just get 100 gold going out on my own,
Yeah.
so I would have accepted it. But
I was like, that number seemed too high. We only have 30 gold left over. And then I remembered, we didn't pay what's-her-face all her money.
Yeah, you did half.
So what was that number?
71 gold.
We didn't give her all the money she was owed.
Yep.
Yeah, but she joined the gang and pretty much immediately it's like, here's your cut. She's like, oh, okay, we're making money. Did you have portents for today?
I do.
It is a new day.
It is a 10 and a 12.
Yeah!
Right in the middle.
How thoroughly mediocre.
Yeah.
Those are good enough numbers.
Those are, if I really just feel like this is an easy thing to do, he's making me roll for something that should be easy.
I
Or
would never.
Yes. Yes, you would.
find someone who's famous, absolutely famous for being the absolute best, and then just make them mediocre.
Or just
Go-
go to the racehorses and say, that guy gets a 10 on his run.
You can.
Yeah, I can.
Would you like to go fuck up some races?
No.
I foresee.
If I were to do anything, it would be to go to the food stall and give him a 10.
You have to hurry.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
I don't know.
If I'm going all the way over there, also, I want to eat.
For
Just maybe one Sunday when you have a 20, go to the races.
For people's information, the party funds currently sits at 390 gold and 5 silver.
Does that match? Do you even bother, or do you just have his notes?
Oh no, I have my.
Okay.
That is
Yeah,
what our party funds.
I don't have it pulled up, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have game cash. Yeah.
But
This is just like what I've thrown into our personal
yeah.
money stuff.
But I will go to one of the to around. Are any of these at all close?
Yeah,
Perfumers?
a couple of the
Yeah.
general stores are here. The big perfumer is about 2 hours away.
Yeah, that
from
one I
the
don't care about.
university.
I'm looking for the local one. I'm looking to try and see
Yeah,
what.
I mean, you've been to these general stores before.
Yeah. So I go in. How much am I looking to spend just for?
I mean, if you just want like a regular clone,
Yeah.
probably 5 silver.
Okay,
For something decent.
Stop me
Here's your
before it gets
Stetson.
to late evening. I want to do something while there's still a little daylight out.
Okay, so we'll give you 2 conversion rolls to
Okay.
two of your rolls, which I don't know if you're going to use your spells or not. But
Yep.
I imagine you will.
So that one is 22. And that's a natural 20.
Okay, so you find a bunch more people who are interested in coming to and joining your church.
And, like, very good. I'm hoping that I'll be able to set up new churches and areas as more and more people come to see the light of Renette. Fall under her protection and have a place to go and build community together.
Were you specifically targeting like people who might be good paladins or clerics?
Yeah, if I can, especially with that 20, I'll definitely
Yeah.
be looking for people who'd be willing to go into training for that.
What are you looking for, a paladin or a cleric?
I'll go with a cleric.
Okay, you find a sure. You find a halfling who's, I don't know, maybe a little bit past early 20s, like mid 20s thereabouts, and he catches your eye because he seems to have noticed things a little bit more keenly than others. Doesn't seem like the brightest of men, but he does seem to be a bit more insightful than you were anticipating. Like
Someone has
you
a
can
wisdom
tell,
score.
yeah, you can tell when you look into his eyes that he can kind of see into your soul a bit, and he's very interested in what you have to say. Says that he's been lost and looking for a path, and maybe this would be a fine one to walk for a while.
And it's like, I'm so happy to hear that, and kind of tell him about Renette and the journey of trying to build a better world, and talk to him about the fact that I'm trying to help spread her beliefs and her word, and that she's contacted me directly and kind of charged me with the mission of spreading kind of her goodwill and name throughout the land. And we do have enemies to fight, and I do certainly need support in that, but I do need people who also are able to help others. So And I would really like to start getting people to train in order to be able to act as conduits for belief in her.
His name is Sebastian Fleetfoot.
And so,
And he is interested in learning.
like, and it's like, that's great, Sebastian. And he's like, I'll be sure to give you a full rundown on everything that you need to know and try to put you in touch with her. But I'll need your help along the way for that journey.
Okay, after your perfuming, you're going back to working on Yank?
Yeah. And really, it's the idea of, I just felt I need some sort of, scent if I'm going to spend this percentage of my day with corpse.
Fair enough. Okay. You train in Huxley, or
Mm-hmm.
what's Huxley learning today?
Something hard. We're going to go with track. I'm going to enhance ability and cast speak with animals.
Okay.
Start teaching them how to track.
Okay.
I can't wait till Thanksgiving when we have a wonderful Huxley meal.
What are you thankful for? This tasty, tender dog.
No, he's like, if he's teaching him how to track, we need that. We need people who know how to find people. Yeah, I don't care if it's the dog who does it.
All right.
No, I cast
Yeah,
enhanced
that's
ability.
enhanced ability.
No, it's this next one that's going to be painful. 50.
Oh, no!
That's good.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Enhanced ability save you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's 23.
All right. Throughout the course of the day, you teach him how to track things. You bother pretty much everyone in the gang a little bit as you get the dog to track them down.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to heal the dog a little bit because he tracked down the badger, and the badger was not fond of the tracking. But otherwise,
As the badger is most likely up here with the
yeah.
the corpse.
So the dog sticks its little puppy nose through the door.
The thing is, how? You have to be helping because someone has to. How does the dog pull down the trapdoor?
And he goes under to the door. I don't know. Is he up in the room with you or down in your
Yeah,
bedroom?
no, he'd be up.
Okay, then yeah, he doesn't get smacked. Yeah,
But he's in my room.
just yeah, and he's not barking. Yeah, he sits
Yeah.
when he finds what he's looking for. He like spins in a circle once and sits down and looks.
Yes. The proper one, because you don't want those drug-sniffing dogs to bark. That causes people to run.
Yeah, I don't like it when dogs bark. Barking dogs are scary.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you successfully, on your first try, taught your dog to do a thing.
Yeah. The hardest thing, too.
Yeah.
Well, your character can now retire. What's your next one gonna be?
He needs to move on to cats and birds and stuff.
All right. So you're talking with your clairvoyant. You're training the dog. You have 4 more hours.
Hmm.
You can do 2 tricks a day to teach.
Hmm.
Or you can succeed at 1 trick a day when you fuck up the first time.
Yes. Maybe. So, good. Trick list.
Beg.
Grapple.
Get you to beg for money.
Trip.
Grapple.
Right now, we're just gonna hone these abilities, make sure, like using them all together to, get on a trail to track,
Stay, come,
speak, guard, trick, or track.
sneak on command, just go, you look at him and go bark.
Mm-hmm. And druidic. Yeah, speak in druidic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He gets 1 more trick. I think he only gets 6.
Mm.
Pretty sure there's a limit to how many tricks you can teach an animal.
Yes.
In 3 edition, yeah, definitely. In 5th edition, nah.
Yeah, all this is hand wavy away, but we're going
Yeah,
with.
technically in 5th
This
edition,
is from third.
you can give them class levels.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to keep teaching them, you can.
It's like that's.
Never mind.
They recommend doing the fighter version of like the NPC class, which is like a lower level class, like lower power class, but they're like, you can give this to an animal.
Okay, so that's what you're doing. You're just making sure that he can mix and match all those abilities and reinforce them. Okay,
Mhm.
so seamless, excellent. Yank, you're sleepwalking. Yeah, so you've got a little bit time left in your day, Ryan.
Okay, the thing that I wanted to do before it got too late was I was going to go and visit Grandma B.
Okay.
So, go and visit and knock on her door if she's not out on the porch.
By this time in the noon, she wouldn't be at the porch. No, you knock on the door.
Yeah.
There's no answer.
Hopefully she's spending time with her family. You did put effort into...
Yeah, and just...
Or maybe she died, she's old.
And just knock on the door and just... I'll call out. Grandma B, are you there?
You don't get a response.
Well, I'll check another day.
Okay.
Deja vu.
Lose your day. Okay. So that's basically all y'all's days.
Yep.
And then we're gonna go into his night. But first, see how you did. That is. There's my chart. Hello, chart.
Gambling establishment.
Oh.
There.
We've somehow lost 10,000 gold.
The innkeeper's lost 10,000 gold.
He's gonna want it back.
Yeah, innkeeper ain't losing shit.
No, of course not.
His wife is very scary.
And all this also assumes we pay the balance brothers or scale, which
yeah,
we do.
I'm just taking care of that on my end. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just more...
I made life too complicated for y'all, so I got rid of it.
Yeah, it's like that. That's all backhand stuff. So. We don't need to be real accountants. We can let the NPC handle that.
Oh, nope, that's one too many zeros. Let's not do that.
No, I would say one too many zeros. is
It can
good.
go both ways. Careful now.
Mm.
I'm willing to bet on it.
What do we get? We get a 10. Perfectly balanced.
You guys are the luckiest bastards on the planet, I swear to God.
And that's what we like to hear.
See here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out of the 10 rolls I did, you lost money once.
Just major upsets today.
Bunch of people paying the house. Sounds good.
Okay. So, as it is evening time, Abbott walks in and... Oh, wait. I forgot. You still have to pay all of your folks.
Necromancy is probably frowned upon, but what about a skeletal horse? Is that frowned upon?
I don't know. It depends on how much the horse people think you're a scab for using it.
Okay, so Abbott walks in and puts that and hands over another 467 gold to you from today's take in the gambling. That's after the split. The profits are split, and everyone else and the organization takes their cut. So
Okay.
everyth's been split already. That's like all the taxes are already paid. That's your money.
Nice.
The split among the group is $467.
We just got paid. Do we want to?
Yeah, but
Or
you guys got crazy lucky on all of your rolls.
Do we want to split, or do we want to pour that back just into gang funds as we're trying to build those numbers right now?
And unless are you talking about having this as like dedicated insurance money?
Or reinvest into the gang to get more buildings or other stuff.
Yeah, things like more property.
Oh.
You're literally already talking about I want more property in other areas.
Yeah, but I was not that I've actually got like a place. It's something that can take time.
Yeah. I mean, if y'all are like, no, I need to keep increasing my cash, but I mean that's fine. But we just got paid, so. And in general, I feel like, other than having to ask, once it's in the gang funds, if we need to pull it out, we can pull it out.
Yeah. So, like, eventually, I would want to pick up a bag of holding if I'm going to continue robbing places, but...
Yeah, eventually we'll start have to kind of
No, I
start making
could
our
see-
first minor magic item purchases for personal use.
Which will be a very interesting discussion to have next time when you come back and join us again. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good D&D stuff. That's right. I messed it up, and we're just gonna...
That's what you do in every D&D game, is you like, comment, and subscribe.
That's right. You like, comment, subscribe every D&D
Subscribe! I'll be back here next time!
Subscribe to your sessions. Tell your DMs that they did a good
I like
job. They won't believe you, but let them know.
But I do like it.
The better one is you come up to your DM and just ring this little bell at them. So tell me when D&D is. Ring, ring, ring.
That doesn't work. You have to do that to me even if he's the DM.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Come back and join us next week. Bye.